Hello everyone, my name is James Nilo. I am creating this video to show you how to create Canvas course. This is particularly for Wesleyan University, Philippines. So I'm going to share my screen. There are things that you need for this practice. First, you need to open your Canvas, of course. And the second item is that I ask that before you even begin, that you create a course content in a Word document. Everything that you need to input into your Canvas course, I ask that you already type them in a Word file. So all you need to do later on would be just a copy and paste. So this includes my profile, the home page, the syllabus, grading system, instructor policies, the assignments, the rubrics that I would be using in those assignments, and the modules themselves. In this exercise, I will have 4 modules in all, in total. So that's the second one. The third one is to make sure that you have your checklist. Um, and remember that the parts of the module are learning outcomes, the core values or biblical principles, learning activities and resources, introduction. On the lesson proper, there should be an introduction, the body of your lesson, life application, and summary and conclusion, and a minimum of 3 references. Okay, so those are the items that you need for this exercise. And throughout this video, feel free to pause this video so you can have more time to follow along. The first thing that I encourage everybody to do is to develop or create your profile. Okay, you can do this by going to your account and profile, and you can edit your profile. And this is where you will input your biography. This is one way that you can establish credibility. You can showcase your accomplishments, a little bit about yourself, your professional experiences, your degrees. For me, I included my research interests and some of my inductions or my inductions and some personal information about myself. Okay. And at the bottom, we have the option to include some links. LinkedIn profile is very important. You publish research if you want to, and then just save it. So first one, and make sure that you include a professional picture, okay, by clicking this pencil. Now we're going to create a course. When we receive our actual course load from the Dean, Whoopie Automate will actually create our course for us, so we don't need to do this manually. And when Automate creates the course, it also already has all the students enrolled in that course. But for this exercise, we need to start our new course. Okay, so start a new course, and then new course name. I name it Introduction to MBA. Teaching material or creating Canvas. Creating Canvas course. MBA 101, just for example, and create course. Now, the second thing is to go to your settings at the bottom. You can create an image. This is your cover. I've already created it before, so we can upload it. I just created this through Publisher, so cover sample. to make it look a little bit more professional. Make sure that everything is correct, your time zone, your start date and your end date, so that the students can only access them at the beginning of the course, and they won't be able to access it at the end of the course. Um, your license, since you are creating your own Canvas course, you can leave this alone, private, copyrighted. I believe you need to click enable course grading scheme, but we'll deal with that later. Visibility, do you want your course to be visible to only to those who are enrolled in the course, or the entire institution, everybody that has access to Canvas at Wesleyan University, or public? So I would suggest that just leave it through the course. Then if you want to input more descriptions here, okay. Update course details. Now, navigation. All of these things I ask that you just select the things that you would be needing. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need this because we already have the Facebook chat. Okay, I only leave these three. And I'll show you. I'll show you why later on. Okay. But it's up to you if you want to activate most of this. It's up to you. But for me, just to keep it simple, I just use all of these three and then save. Now let's go to home. Of course, our home page would be empty. The first or the next one that we need to do is to set our home page. The home page is the landing page of our course. That means whenever they click home, they will go to your home page. So that would be a page, which is pages, right? So let's click on pages. Then create a page. That means create. And we can name this course homepage. The course homepage can be our welcome page to the students. So, welcome to Introduction to MBA Canvas. The course code. I also like to include the schedule. Let's say it's Saturday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'm glad to see you. Within the next 4 months, we will explore and analyze the different management practices around the world, whatever that is. I also like to include some words of encouragement. This time I used Walter Winchell, his poem, and navigation tip. This will tell the students how to navigate the course. So the left side navigation menu includes a home button, this one, which acts as a gateway to the home page of this course. You will also see the links to navigate through your course, the syllabus, and the modules link. The modules should be visible, so we will fix that. The modules link will send you to your course proper, where you will spend most of your time discussing topics with your peers, working on your written assignments, and building your research paper throughout the semester. Then the last part would be telling them how they can reach me aside from the Facebook Messenger. They can send me a direct message by utilizing the inbox. button on your global navigation pane or by sending me an email at my email address. Right. Another thing that I'd like to do is to add a course header, which I've already created before. So this is a picture, upload an image. This is the header sample that I created. And submit. There we go. Save and publish. Okay. Now, while this is our course homepage, we still need to set this as the front page so that every time we click home, this would show up. Okay, because right now when we click home, it's still empty. So we need to set it up as the front page. So again, it was located on the pages. Okay, and then click the vertical ellipsis, then use as front page. Okay, use as front page. Then it says front page. So now when we click home, now that we are on the home, we can choose our home page. So on the right side, right navigation, choose home page, and this pages front page, and save. There we go. So again, when we click home, this would be the front page. All right. Now let's fix this module because it's supposed to be showing. So let's go to settings. It is active. I don't know why it says it is not. It should be showing to the students. Okay, maybe because there's no content yet. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we already have our front page. The next thing is to create our syllabus. Right, so we can go here, click syllabus, then edit. On the syllabus portion, I'd like to include the following. I'll copy and paste from my document, and then I'll show you what they are. About introduction to MBA in Canvas. Okay, and then this is a little information about that. Course objectives, learning outcomes, and then the grading system. All right. For this course, discussion forums would be 25%, presentations would be 40%, research paper would be 30%, and campfire session would be 5%. So since I've already created this in Word, all I needed to do was just to copy and paste. And then the grading system is over here. Okay. So students know that they need at least 85% to pass the course. And then at the end, it's instructor policies. Students are expected to make obvious progress throughout the semester. Participation in all classroom discussions and peer reviews are expected. Do not wait until the last minute. I have Grammarly embedded, so it's really nice. Result in, and then at the end, I included that all activities are asynchronous allowing students to a self-paced independent study unless specifically noted otherwise. So everything would be asynchronous. We won't have any live session except for the campfire session, which is at the end. Right? And update syllabus. Now it says course assignments are not weighted, but I will show you later on. Um, if you want to put this into a table, you can do that too. Uh, you have the ability to create a table here. Table. Okay. Or there, table. If you want to. All right. Um, Next would be assignments. Let me show you again the assignments. For this course, these are the assignments that I wanted. Um, there would be discussions, presentations, research paper, and a campfire session. Campfire session has one quiz, one evaluation, which is also discussion, and a live session, synchronous session. Um, so the next thing is to go to assignments. Before we even create our modules, we already need to uh, assign those assignments. So assignments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this. This would be discussions, discussion forums. This would be discussions. Save. Okay. Next group is presentation. Presentations. The other next group, research paper. Only one item here. And the last group is campfire session. Right. Now, on the discussions, we have module 1 discussion, module 2 discussion, module 3 discussion. So we will add here under the group, the type of assignment is discussion. The name, module 1 discussion. You can include the date, the due date, although we can do that later on, and this is 50 points. Save. Okay. Next one. Type of assignment, discussion. Module 2, discussion. And again, it's 50 points. And discussion, module 3, discussion, 50 points. Presentation. This would be an assignment. Assignment means they need to upload something. Okay. So this is module 2 presentation, which is 150 points. Save. Then this is also an assignment. Module 3 presentation, remember here, and 150 points. Now research paper is an assignment too because they need to upload something. So research paper, which is 200 points. And at the campfire session, we have three. First one is a quiz. And this is an APA quiz. 10 points. The next one is an evaluation, which is a discussion forum. Evaluation, 15 points. And the last one is, it's actually not, it's an assignment because it's a live session, but they are not going to upload anything. They just need to be present. So it's an assignment, campfire session, and 25 points. Okay. So we already have all our assignment groups, discussions, and all the three discussion assignments, presentations, there's two of them, presentations, research paper, and the campfire session. Now we need to put a weighted assignment groups weight. Okay, so after we're done with everything, click assignment groups weight. Weight final grade based on assignment groups. Yes. For the discussion, it's 25%. Presentations, 40%. Research paper, 30%. And campfire session, 5%. All right. Now we created all our assignments. So when we go back to our syllabus, it should show the assignments already. Okay. Now, as we create assignments, they will show here in the course summary. Okay. So they're already there. Our next is to create the rubrics for these assignments. So the first one is to create a rubric for the discussion forum. So again, feel free to pause at any time so that you can follow along. The next step is to create the rubrics. So go here, rubrics. So it's empty, so we can add a rubric. The title, discussion forum. Okay, these are the criteria. So I'm gonna click here. Description, original post. Original post means this is their original reply to the discussion forum question. And it'll be quick because all we need to do is just to copy and paste, update the criterion. All right. For meets requirements, it would be 12 points. Meets requirements. You can put a rating description here if you want to. Now, if you want to add a rating in between this, then just click the plus sign. It's 6%. Partially meets requirements. Here, does not meet requirements. So we have our first criterion. So we need to add another one. New criterion. Original post citations. And long description. So includes at least 3 citations. A minimum of 2 borrowed sources are peer-reviewed and published within the last 5 years. That's my requirement. I always require my students to include at least 3 citations that are, 2 of them are peer-reviewed, scholarly articles published within the last 5 years. So that's 8 points. 8 comments. 4 points for partially tweets. And 0.4 does not meet. Okay. So just follow along, keep on doing that until you have 50 points. So because remember, our discussion forums are 50 points each. So I will pause this video and create them. You can continue to create them, and then I will resume with all the information already added. All right, we are back, and I have completed the rubric for the discussion forum. Um, you can see all the points and the criteria, and I made sure that the total points is 50. Okay. There's one other thing that you can do. If you want, you can make the points by range. So if you want it to be range, just click this. So it will tell you from 6 to 12, 0 to 6, and 0. Okay, if you want to. If not, just leave them be. Right. And then make sure to create the rubric. So that is the discussion forum rubric. The next thing in my assignment is the presentation. So I need to create a presentation rubrics. For doing so, I need to click add rubric. The title would be presentations. All right. And click the pencil for the first criterion, original research. Original research topic and background. Okay, that's the first description. And the long description is information introduced a government, its background, and one of its pressing social issues. So I just need to place it here. Background information. There we go. Introduce a government, its background, and one of its pressing social issues. So update the criteria. And meets requirements is 25. Meets requirements. The middle is 10 points. Partially meets requirements. And then did not meet requirements. Meet requirements. 0 point. So that's the first criterion. Then we just keep on going for the rest. And again, ensuring that the total would be 150 points. Okay, because that's what I put in the assignments, right? Over here, presentation should be 150 points each. So just need to make sure that they match. Okay, so whatever we put here, we need to make sure that they match the points in the rubrics. So presentation, second one, second criterion. New criterion, current measures. Discuss in detail all the current measures with a long description. Okay. 25 points. And click the plus sign again for additional points, meets requirements, 0.4 does not meet requirements. Okay, so that's my second criterion. I will keep on going and I will pause the video. You also do the same. You just keep on going and I will come back again when I already finished this portion so we can save time. All right, we are back. I have completed the rubrics for the presentations. These are all the criterion and the scores. And I needed to make sure that its total is 150 points. For this one, the presentations are actually peer-reviewed. The students themselves will be reviewing and assessing the work of their peers. So I will show you later on how this goes. But since this is peer-reviewed, I want the students to know that they can award a range from points within the range. So I need to click this. That means if they meet the requirements, they can award from 10 to 25. They don't have to award just the 25 points. Okay, I explained this to them that they can award 24 if they want to, or 23 as long as it is within the range. Okay, so for everything, you need to click the ranges. Range. And create rubric. So we have our second rubric for the presentations. The third rubric would be for the research paper itself. So this is the third one that we are going to create. It's a little bit different. I'll show you why. If you could see on the left side, the criterion is on the left side, but the descriptions are under each scoring. So students can understand the difference between these scores. For example, for exceeds requirements, student presents a thorough and detailed analysis of the importance of the case and why they are researching about it. Several sources and examples support thinking. And then for 12 points, there are 1 or 2 minor errors in analysis. For 8 points, the student presents an analysis with some details instead of thorough details, with some details of the importance of the case, some sources and examples support thinking. And for 0 point, student presents a cursory or incomplete analysis with vague or missing details. Okay, a few sources or examples support thinking. So I included the criterion descriptions under each point. So this is a little bit different from the first two rubrics that we created. This is just to show you some of the ways that you can create a rubric. So let's do this. Again, add rubric. And this is for research paper. Okay. Description, case importance. So I don't need to put a long description. It's up to you if you want to. For 15 points, exceeds requirements, and the rating description. It's easier if you already have this on the Word format, so all you have to do is just to copy and paste. Update rating, then let's add another one. This would be 12 points, meets requirements. Copy and paste. And add another one, partially meets, it's 8 points. Copy and paste. And for the 0 mark, does not meet requirements. And copy and paste. All right, so that's our first criterion. Let's add another one before we pause our video. So click for class criterion, the new criterion. The next one is research topic. Yeah, they were doing a case study on Wells Fargo. Okay. I think this is here. Research topic. And the long description, background information, Wells Fargo culture and management, and events leading up to this scandal. Or never mind. It's not. Okay. Now, for the exceeds requirements, 30 points. Exceeds requirements. In the description, the student presents a thorough and detailed explanation of the background information, Wells Fargo culture, and management, and events leading up to the scandal, several sources, and examples support thinking. Add another score, 22 points, meets requirements. Copy and paste. Add another one, 12 points. Partially meets the requirements. And the last one does not meet requirements. Copy and paste. So that's our second criterion. I'm going to pause the video again, and you can also pause your video so that we can keep on going and complete this portion. Okay, I have completed my rubric for the research paper. As you can see, has all the criteria and the ratings. Okay. Literature review, recommended processes and strategies, baseline core values, recommendations for future research, critical thinking, written delivery, style and grammar, formal and appropriate documentation of evidence, attribution of ideas, APA citations, and 200 points. So I'm now going to create rubric. There. So our rubrics are completed. Now we are ready to create our modules. So let's go to modules. Then plus module to create a new module. Let's name it module 1. You can lock it until if you want to. For example, if you don't want students to access this until a certain date, then you can definitely do that if you want to. I do that. Since I create my modules ahead of time, I don't want my students to access it yet. So I lock it, and then Canvas would automatically unlock it at a certain date and a certain time if you want to, but I don't need to do that right now. So add module. So that's our first module, okay? Now we need to add files, pages, or whatever we need to do in our module. So the first one, on my course content, I want to have an introduction. Introduction is a discussion forum. So let's add under our module 1, a discussion forum. There you go. New topic. Topic name, introduction. And I normally indent it 1 or 2 levels, so it's just so I can see it that it's under that module. So that's indented a little bit. Introduction, right? So let's go to our introduction. Click that. and then edit. Now we are going to copy and paste our introduction. So welcome to week one. By Wednesday, please post an introduction by creating a new reply. Make sure to answer the following questions. Where are you joining us from? What is your educational background? Blah, blah, blah. And there's some personal information. Whenever you go to a bookstore, in which section do you see yourself gravitating towards? What types of music, film, and TV shows do you prefer? Where have you traveled so far? All those information. And then by Friday, I normally boldface that, so it's highlighted. By Friday, so here by Wednesday. By Wednesday, they need to post an introduction by creating a new reply. By Friday, they need to respond to at least 3 of their classmates' posts. Make sure to respond first to introductions that have no replies yet. And by Saturday, respond to your classmates' comments on your post. I will allow threaded replies. That means they can reply to replies. And I usually, um, they need to post first before they can see replies. That means they need to reply first to the discussion forum prompt before they can see the post of their peers. Now, this is not graded, so I'm not going to click graded because these are just introductions. Allow liking, I haven't really done that, but maybe we can do that. Only graders can like, so sort by likes. And then add to student to do. Okay. And then put the date if you want to. If this is a graded discussion, you will click that and then um, you can input the points, but we'll do that later on. For this portion, it's not graded yet because it's only an introduction. Now, if you want to attach any file, you can do so for probably your profile, your curriculum vitae if you want to, so they can get to know you more. And then availability, if you want this to be available from until, so after this, they won't be able to access it anymore, but I'm gonna leave them blank and I'm going to save it. So they need to click reply before they can see the other replies. So that's our first one. The second one, then we're gonna go back to our modules again. Module one, it says here leveling of expectations and it's a page. Okay. So we are going to add under module one, last time, this time it's a page and new page. Page name, leveling of expectations. Again, I like to indent it. There you go. Leveling of expectations. I'm going to click that so we can edit. And then copy paste. What is leveling of expectations? I like to give the expectations to my students. This talks about emotions and being a part of a virtual environment. Okay, uh, there is an increased chance of misunderstanding in a virtual environment. We read discussion posts utilizing our own sets of emotions. The way we read and understand posts may not necessarily mean the same way our peers have intended them to be expressed because we don't see those nonverbal cues. And on top of that, we have different personalities. So I encourage everyone to take extra steps in ensuring that we are adhering to proper etiquette and to be respectful at all times. Let us be more understanding. As your coach, if ever I may come in a bit strong in my posts or messages, know that it is never my intention to offend. You are free to message me and share me how you feel. I'm very open to that. So leveling of expectations is just telling my students that in a virtual environment, it's really um, there's an increased chance of misunderstanding. So we need to make sure that we're not too easily offended, or that we need to be more respectful. And if they are offended, because I have been living and working in the United States for 20 years, I can be blunt at times, but in the Filipino culture, we have to watch for sensitivities. So I tell them, if I come a bit strong or blunt or frank, then you need to let me know by sending me a message, because I'm very open to that. So this is just some of those, whatever your expectations are for your students, I encourage you uh, to write them and input them as a page in your modules. There you go, leveling of expectations. That's for week 1. For week 2, it says here that we can go to our lesson proper. So let's go back to our modules. Then add. This is a page. So start the page again and new page. This is our managerial competencies. And I can indent it. Add item. So this is our course or our lesson proper. Okay. Click on Global Managerial Competencies and then edit. And then if you go back to our checklist, make sure that all of these are included. Learning outcomes, core values or biblical principles, learning activities and resources. And then for the lesson proper, introduction, there's an introduction, and then your body, life application, summary, and at least 3 references. So let's go back, and then I'm going to copy paste. I normally separate the lesson proper from the introductions, or the learning outcomes and stuff. So for the lesson propers, I normally have 2 pages. So for the first page, that's the learning outcomes. By the end of this week, you will identify and explain the managerial competencies of a global manager. Okay, topics, global management competencies, global competencies inventory, the tasks. This is not part of the checklist, but this is one thing that I highly encourage. I highly encourage you to identify or to list the tasks that your students need to do for the week. For the week, they need to read the course readings. They need to submit a discussion post and respond to peers. They need to start conceptualizing their case study presentations and start conceptualizing their research paper. Key concepts. So just a brief explanation or definition of the key concepts that you will be using in your unit. Then Bible verse that's related to your topic and your readings. Readings or videos, you include them here too. There you go. Now, this is a rich text editor, so you can actually change this if you want this to be this is a paragraph, so you want it to be a heading number 4 if you want to, or a little bit bigger. Okay, if you want to change the color like that, you can do that too. I also encourage you to use the add pictures if you want to. There's a lot of free pictures on Unsplash. So let's go to Global Manager, for example. This looks like a Global Manager. So we click that. These are all royalty free. And we can make it a little bit smaller. There you go. There. And then So that's the kind of like the introduction of the unit. So learning outcomes by the end of the week, and then topics, tasks, key concepts, Bible verse, readings. If you want, you can continue with your lesson proper here, but for me, I create another page for the lesson proper because it just becomes too long, right? So go back to modules again, and I'm going to add another page, a new page, and the title is Module 1 Lesson. And again, there we go. So click on that and edit. Okay. Remember on your lesson, you should have an introduction, a body, life application, and summary. So since I've already done this, all I have to do is just to copy and paste. Move this extra. Now I want to include a video from Dr. Juan Carlos Pastor. So in order to do that, I already have the link, right? So create a new line and then, where is that video? Let me just a link. Okay, so in order for us to include our YouTube video, go to here, apps, see that kind of like a power plug. So click on that and then YouTube. If YouTube is not showing, you can click view all and YouTube. Anytime now, let's do it again. There you go. And then I am going to copy and paste the link and search, and there it is. I'm going to embed it there. So I have the video and life application and reference. Reference must be centered. Remember that there should be at least 3 references. For this one, I only have 1, so make sure to add 2 more because based on the latest memorandum that I read, we are supposed to have at least 3 references. And we can save. All right, so that is the lesson proper. Let's go back to modules again. So we already have our introductions, leveling of expectations, the course tasks, and the module lesson. Now we can go to our first assessment, which is a discussion forum. Okay. So under module 1 still, add an assignment. And remember, we've already set this up before, so we need to go to discussion and module 1 discussion. And I want to indent it. There you go. And click and edit. And I'm going to copy and paste what I've already prepared for this. Remove all those extra line spacings. Answer the following discussion prompt. Explain and expound Bakker and Pautzma's definition of global managerial competencies as the ability to monitor, integrate, and direct the knowledge, skills, and motivations together forming behavioral repertoires, which are building blocks of our behavior in an environment of business and cultural complexity. What does that mean? And then discuss why the GMCs as posited by Bakr and Pautzma and Pastor are important in doing business abroad. By Friday, submit your post in 450 to 700 words, excluding the reference section. Cite at least 3 references, 2 of which are from peer-reviewed scholarly articles published within the last 5 years to synthesize your analysis. By Saturday, read all your colleagues' postings and respond to at least 3 of your peers. Make sure to respond first to a post that has no reply. You can respond by doing one of the following. Support their ideas and take the discussion further, offering additional substantial input, or disagree politely and offer a different perspective. You may also ask questions to add richness to the discussion. Your comments must be substantial, a minimum of 150 words, and supported by credible sources with proper citations as needed. A mere "I agree" and great post would not suffice. Then by Saturday, respond to your peers' comments on your original post. Your discussion posts and replies must adhere to APA style without unnecessary passive voice and anthropomorphism. To view the rubrics, click the vertical ellipsis on the top right corner of this page. I also like to include pictures of people discussing. So, discussion. And we can make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Now, this is graded. I will allow threaded replies, and then users must post before seeing replies, so that originality, so that they can't see their peers post unless they post first. Um, Points, 50 points. You can use this as a points or percentage or a letter grade or GPA scale, but since we've set it up as points, then we need to leave it as points. I don't require peer reviews on this one. And then there's a due date. What is the due date? October 3rd, right? So you can put the due date here. This was from the last semester. So if you want this to be January 23rd, like that, then I encourage you to put a due date, because after the due date, they won't be able to participate anymore. Moodle locks it, which is really good. And then availability. When would this be available? If it's within a certain week, then, for example, if it's available from 17 to the 23rd, you can do that too. But for now, I'm going to leave it blank. But I encourage you to add the due dates and then optional for the availability. But definitely, add the due dates. Let's do it January 23rd and save. All right, so that is our first assessment. And they will click here, reply, and one thing that we need to do is to add a rubric, because it says here to view the rubrics, click the vertical ellipsis on the top right corner of this page, which is that one. Okay, so we need to add our rubric. Add rubric. Now, since we already created a rubric, if you want, you can create here again, but since we already created, we can click here, find a rubric. And this is our rubric, discussion forum rubric. Yeah. To be on MBA 101. MBA 101, discussion forum rubric. Yeah, that's the one. Use this rubric. For discussion forum, the rubric will stay like this. It floats. That's okay. It's already embedded there. It's already there. So you can just close it. But before you close it, I actually want you to edit the rubric, and at the bottom, um, use this rubric for assignment grading. And I'll show you later on why this is important. So use this rubric for assignment grading so that when you create the discussion forum, you can actually use this rubric. The rubric will show up on your assessment page, which is on GradeSpeed. Update rubric, and that's it. You can just close that. All right, let's go back to modules. What's next on our module? That's it. We are done with our first module. Our first module has introduction, leveling of expectations, the course tasks, and the lesson itself, and the first assessment. So let's go to introduction. That's the introduction. There's a navigation buttons at the bottom buttons at the bottom. Click next. Leveling of expectations. Click next. These are the course tasks. What do they need to do? The learning outcomes, topics, key concepts, Bible verse, the readings. Okay. Next, the lesson proper. And next, this is the first discussion forum. All right, so we are done with our first module. Let's create our second module. Go back to module. We need to publish it. There we go. Now, the module is now can be seen. It is now available for the students. If you want to see how the students can see your course, go to the home page. This is your home page, and here, student view, the eyeglasses icon at the top. They just updated this. Pick the student view. And this is what your students would see. All those links here, they're gone because we hid them earlier. And they are on their homepage. If they go to their syllabus, okay. And then the first assessment is already there since we already set up the first module, this module discussion. And then modules. We just published our first module, so this is what they see. Introduction. So they need to reply. Replies are only visible to those who have posted at least one reply. So they need to reply first before they can see the replies of their peers. You can click next. Okay. A page. This is a page, so they can't do anything, just to read. Unlike discussion forums, on discussion forums, then they can reply. For pages, it's only a read only. Leveling of expectations, course tasks, these are the things that they need to do. Then their lesson. And their first discussion. Okay, if they click here, they can see the rubric. All right, so we will leave the student view and we are ready to create our second module. Go to modules. Now, how to create the second module? Click module, plus module. And this is our module 2. Okay, our module 2, you can actually add a title to if you want. Module 2, global language role in globalization. So we need to add a page. Add page, new page, page name, um, module 2 lesson. I like to indent it. Actually, this is global manager's role, globalization. Click on that and edit. Then we're going to copy and paste. And then if you want a free photo, globalization, how about global? That's fine. I guess we can use Yahoo. All right. Again, if you want to change the colors, if you want to, there you go. What I also do is if I have readings that the students don't have access to, I have the option to add a link so that they can download it themselves. For example, for this Balova, okay, um, insert document, upload document. Let's find Balova. Here, here, Balova, submit. Yeah. So for Balova, Palka, and Harabek, I included a document. So the students can simply click on it and then they can download the material. This is for references or readings that students don't have access to. I think I pulled this from ProQuest and Ruslan has no ProQuest. And save. This is the first task. So we can now add our course lesson, module lesson. So go back to modules again. Under module 2, because page, new page, then this is the module 2 lesson. Module 2, edit, copy and paste. global business environment. Okay. You have the option to record a video of yourself. So this is one that I would like to show you. So if you want to record a lecture, click here, record and upload media. If you already have it recorded, just find the file in your computer. If not, then click record. Start recording. Hello students, this is an introduction for the course from your professor. Have a good week ahead. One, two, lecture from professor. Save. It will take a while, especially if you have a long lecture. It will take a while, so you need uh, patience, and I would actually recommend that you pre-record it instead of recording it on Canvas. Hello students, this is an introduction for the course from your professor. Have a good week ahead. All right. So I didn't include the camera. You can do another one with the camera. This lecture from your professor has the camera turned on. Thank you. I hope it works. This lecture from your professor has the camera turned on. Thank you. So it looks like it didn't work. Just make sure that you record your video on your computer and you can just upload it. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. Okay. And then we can go to, you can proceed and copy and paste the rest of the content. For this one, I want to include a link. I wrote that read the 2024 and direct investment confidence. So I want to include a link. For the link, click this, links. The text is 2020 foreign direct investment confidence. And then this is the link itself. And okay. We continue copy pasting our course content. Then it says next, examine this 2019 Global Retail Development Index. So this is another link. (2019) Global Retail Development Index, and the link. All right. Keep on copy pasting our course content. Now the next two resources are videos. So let's go back here. This is TED. Oh, this is TED Talk. There used to be an option to embed a video that not only YouTube, but I guess we can just use it as a link So the text is global business next door and the link. Okay, I'm going. Another video link. Globalizing the local, localizing the global. Life application and our references. References must be centered. Okay. And save. So this is our second module lesson. Now we can go to our second assessment. Go back to modules. Then under module 2, plus and discussion. Module 2 discussion. There it is. Click on it and edit and copy and paste our content. I'd like to add a picture again of people discussing. Discussion. This one. Unaltered replies. Users must post first before seeing replies. This is graded 50 points, discussion, and then let's say February 6th is the due date. Save. So we have our second assessment. All right. Now on this module, we have another assessment, which is the presentation. Okay. So go back to modules. Module 2, assignment. A presentation is an assignment over here. Module 2, presentation. So click on it. The students will need to create a PowerPoint presentation and conduct a research. And this type of assignment is peer-reviewed. That means they are going to assess three of their peers' assignments. So it's not the instructor or the professor who's going to assess. There's the students. This is a good practice so that they can learn additional skills, and it's part of the peer learning environment that you can promote in your classroom. So government presentation. Copy and paste. Asian and government presentations. Make it a bit bigger. So it says here, examine major governments' responses to today's pressing social issues and construct a critique and recommendations focusing on governments in Asia and Europe regions. We will conduct a global and governmental managerial analysis for Asian and government and European governments to include Australia, New Zealand, and Russia. Um, you are going to examine a government and their pressing social issues, says it's okay. Conduct research on that social issue, background information, and current measures that the government is employing. Identify the main government leader responsible for addressing the social issue and assess their managerial strategies, what they do right, what they do wrong. Next, recommend processes and strategies to address the social issue. Highlight at least 3 global managerial competencies you deem useful in your management strategy. Your presentation includes at least 6 peer-reviewed scholarly articles published within the last 5 years. You will create a PowerPoint presentation of 6 to 8 slides with presenter notes, excluding a title slide and references slide. Then by Monday, submit your presentation. By Tuesday, Canvas will automatically and randomly assign you 2 submissions to peer review. Use the rubric and assess your peers' submissions by providing substantial feedback. Leave a feedback or comment on each aspect of the rubric, then leave an overall comment and write what you think are the strengths of the presentation and what could be improved. By Wednesday, complete your peer reviews. And then I also provided them some examples of PowerPoint presentations. You can do that. Again, you can add, insert a document. Okay. You can add sample PowerPoint presentations, um, a guide on how to create PowerPoint presentations, and then format for your references. Those things if you want to. All right. So this is 150 points. Presentations. Submission type, it has to be online and file upload. They are going to upload it. Okay, unlimited, no, has to be one attempt only. This is a group assignment, no, it is not. It requires peer reviews, yes. Automatically assign peer reviews. I want Canvas to automatically do it. And I want Canvas to do 2 peer reviews per student. Okay. For example, if the due date is, if the submission is February 13, for example, then um, Canvas will assign the peer review on February 14. So the assignment of reviews should be after the due date. So must come after due date. If blank uses due date. So if you want, you can leave it blank too. Then Canvas will automatically assign the reviewers after February 13. Okay, save. So this is their presentation. Now we need to add the rubric that we created. Find a rubric, MBA 101, presentations. Then use this rubric. Then the students can use this rubric when they assess their peers as submission, edit the rubric, and use this rubric for assignment grading. So the students can use this. There we go. That's our second assessment. Now let's go back to our modules. Then it says here we need to add a review page. So the following week they need to spend time in assessing the work of their peers. So we will add a page, new page, module 2, peer review. There you go. Click on it and edit. Copy and paste. So peer review examinations and major government responses to today's present social issues, blah, blah, blah. This is the time that they can um, do the reviews. And then we want them to finish the reviews by, let's say, February 14. So by February 20th, Saturday, we have 1 week to do the review. 20th, complete your peer reviews. All right. And save. So this is just a page. This is just to tell them that after submitting their assignment, the next part is for them to do the peer reviews. We are done, I think, with module 2. All right, so we already have 2 modules. Now you can publish it if you want to, but remember, once you publish it, your students will already see everything. So you can publish it now if you want, and then just restrict it or lock it until when do you want it? For example, until February 1st, like that. So even if it's already published, the students can't access it. They won't be able to click on it. They can see it, uh, they can see it, but they can't click on anything of it on it until it is unlocked by the canvas. So let me show you until February 1st or January 31st because we start our week on a Sunday. All right, then let's go to home. Student view, modules. Here, we'll unlock on January 31st at 12 a.m. So they can see it, but they can't click on it. And Canvas will unlock it automatically on the date that you set it up. Okay, so leave the student view. We are done with 2 modules. On module 3, you keep on doing the same thing. Just keep on doing. Okay, let's go ahead and do module 3. Module 3. We add a page, new page. This is fix bribery and corruption. And then click on it and then edit, copy and paste. If you want a picture, ethics, you can use this. That's fine. And save. So these are course tasks. So we need to add our lesson. Go back to modules. plus sign, page, new page, module 3 lesson, and then click and edit, copy and paste. References should be centered. Okay, so the lesson proper has introduction, has the body, life application or summary, and then your references. If you want to add a picture, you can do so. Walmart. There's no Walmart. Um, Library. Ah, government. That's fine. It's up to you if you want to make it, look more professional. So that's our lesson page. Okay. And then discussion forum. So go back to modules. Our assessment for module 3, we have discussion forum, discussion, module 3 discussion. And then there it is. Click on it. Then edit. Then copy and paste. Let's add our discussion pictures again. Okay, so this is their discussion. They need to read 2 articles. It's about it's censorship in China. Okay, internet censorship. I know it doesn't align with the course task, but this is just an example. Okay. This discussion, allow credit. Users must post before seeing replies. 50 points. And due date, it says here October 24th, but disregard that. Let's make this October 27th. Save. Okay, that's our discussion. And then don't forget to add the rubrics. So to view the rubrics, click the vertical ellipsis, add rubric, find a rubric, oops, let's go back. Add rubric, find rubric, MBA, discussion forum. There you go. Now, edit rubric again. Says I can't edit the rubric. Why not? And then use this rubric for assignment grading. There we go. All right. And then we will, you can add the government presentation again, and then the peer review page again. But we're not going to do that for now. We'll go to module 4. If you want to check where we are on the assignments, there, we already set up some of this. So we now are on research paper. So go back to modules, create module 5, application. Go, we'll add a page, new page, application of lessons and concepts learned. Click on it, edit, copy and paste. Okay. This time I don't have any readings except for the WP core values. Save. There we go. And then go back to modules and add assignment, research paper. And then, so click and edit. Copy and paste. So towards the end of this course, you show understanding and critical thinking skills by constructing a research paper. On this one, they're going to conduct a research study on Wells Fargo cross-selling scandal. It has all the instructions, and these instructions are reflected in the rubrics. So all the instructions here, they are part of the rubric. So you will conduct a literature review. Next, you will recommend processes and strategies. You will present an explanation of the implications of a positive social change. You will explain areas of further research on this topic. And then I included a research paper template. Name your document using this format. Last name underscore first name initial underscore research paper. And then by date, submit your research paper. This is 200 points. We already set it up before. Submission type, online, file uploads. So they need to upload the research paper. Attempt, limited, only one attempt. It's not a group assignment. It doesn't require peer reviews. The due date, let's say March 6, for example. So we need to change this to March 6. Okay. And save. All right. Then don't forget to add your rubric. Find rubric, MBA, research paper. Use this rubric. And then edit rubric. And use this rubric for assignment grading. All right, so we're done with our research paper assessment. Go back to modules. Let's add a quiz. Says APA quiz, assignment, quiz, APA quiz, intent. Click on it. Edit. 5 questions. Okay, so on the details, this is where you are going to type the instructions for the quiz. Okay, type the instructions for the quiz here. This is a graded quiz. If you want, if you have more answers, you can shuffle them. We can put a time limit. I normally put maybe 20 minutes. I don't give them much time on a quiz. I don't allow multiple attempts, but it's up to you if you want to allow multiple attempts, and then you just have them keep either the highest score or the latest or the average, and then how many attempts do you want. But for me, I don't normally do that. Okay, and then these are other options. Let the students see their quiz responses. Incorrect questions will be marked in student feedback. That's up to you. Show correct answers at when do you want them, then when do you want to hide. Show one question at a time. Yes. Require access code. I don't need that. And then the due date. Let's say this would be on February or March 6th, for example. So this is the instruction. There are 10 questions in the multiple choice quiz. You only have 20 minutes and one attempt allowed. Academic cheating will not be allowed nor tolerated. Academic cheating includes sharing answers with a classmate. This quiz is available from Thursday, March 4, March 4th to Saturday, March 6th. And then these are the questions. You are going to type the questions. New question. What is the question? Who is the first of them all? And it's a multiple choice. Snow White is Snow White. The correct answer. Cinderella. Cinderella. Who else? Mulan and Ella. Update question. So that's the first one. So just keep on adding questions. If you want up to 10, since this is 10 points, and up to 10, you can add more than that if you want to, and then just select the 10 questions. Okay, then save. We only have one question so far, so it's only 1 point, right? So you need to add 9 more points because on APA we set it up to be 10 points. Next, evaluation. So go back to modules. This is a discussion. What's the discussion? Evaluation. So discussion, evaluation, in that one. Click evaluation, click edit, then copy and paste. So the goal of implementing Canvas was to help support flexible learning, especially in this time of the pandemic. Students would take online modules on their own, self-paced, while opportunities would be provided for collaboration and peer learning. The syllabus, learning model, Canvas setup, and overall student experience would be similar to American universities. Synchronous sessions would be limited so that the students would not feel an added burden with the lack of credible internet infrastructure in the country. The lessons were limited to around 20 minutes, utilizing various reading materials as well as video sources to capture the main essence of unit lessons, while the students would supplement learning through individual research and online peer engagement. So by this date, provide your evaluation of this course by answering the following questions. So these are the questions. And then by this date, do the peer engagement below by commenting to at least 3 of your peers by writing the things you enjoyed with them during this course. Blah, blah. This is graded, allow threaded replies, then users must post before seeing replies. Yeah. This is 15 points. And the due date, let's say the 13th of March this time, then save. So this is an evaluation and this is a discussion forum. There's no rubric, so it's up to you to award, or it's up to you if you want to create a rubric too. I did not create a rubric. As long as they answered all of these questions, I gave them the full marks. But it's up to you. Then go back to modules again. And let's do our campfire session. This is only a page. Oh, no, it's an assignment actually. Campfire session. Campfire session is the last synchronous session where you visit with your students. We will meet via a live session on Saturday on this date. This is the Zoom link. There you go, 25 points. There's no submission. I just take an attendance. And I award the grades manually. So there's no submission here, but it's up to you if you want them to submit something. Due date, let's see, March 20th is the last day of the semester, for example. There you go. And I like to put on a last note, like my goodbye message to them. So page, new page. On a last note. Click on it, edit. Since this was for my PhD students, I included a picture of me in my regalia. Because I wrote here, I posted this photo of my graduation in North Carolina to remind you that you will be wearing that regalia soon. It's kind of like a motivation for them. So let's add a picture. If I can find it, it's right there. Make it smaller. Remember that each work you put in, each discussion post you submit, and each written assignment you upload are one step closer to your prize degree. Please let me know once you make it. I cannot wait to call you doctors. And say, so this is like my goodbye message to them. So normally I actually would restrict this. So I'm going to edit it again. Oh, actually this, you can't restrict it, so never mind. What I would do is just I don't publish it until the last week. So I can publish all of them and leave it blank, leave it like that. And then I'll publish it on the last week so they don't see it yet. And again, you can lock this if you want. Lock until when? When would you like it to be unlocked? It's up to you, or just if you want to publish everything, you can do that too. This one is still locked. So that's it. We created our modules. The only thing that we didn't do is the second presentation on module 3. We didn't do that, but you already know you get the idea. So this is a complete module, at least a complete module. It has modules 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, module 4, sorry. That's module 4. All right. Now I'm going to show you the how to make an assessment. So let's go to a live. Uh, this is my comparative management last semester. This is the introductions. So they introduce themselves. Okay. I also put writing standards. I gave them the APA 7th edition resources. I gave them a written assignment template. I encouraged them to use meal plan format in creating paragraphs. Some other materials, active versus passive voice, using Grammarly, the 80-20 rule on borrowed sources, and then a quick tutorial on how to research peer reviewed. I recorded this and showed them how they can um, use our online libraries, EBSCO, host, and JS Store. Then I'm going to show you how the discussion forum is. This is the discussion forum. These are their discussions. Okay. I'm going to do it quickly so you don't really read the answers. And then how do I assess them? Go back to modules. There you go, speed grader. There you go. So we can show the video rubric, and then you can award the points. If you click it, the points would automatically award, or you can manually input the grade, and make sure to leave them a comment. Nice job on your initial reply. So these are the comments per aspect of the rubric, and then you can include a overall assignment comments at the bottom, and some tips, APA tips. Okay, so that's that. That's that. And then for the peer reviews, this is the presentation. If you click on the peer review, Canvas assigned these reviews. For example, for Mr. Alayan, Canvas gave Ms. Ines and Mr. Santos. So that means Victor would assess Madeline and Janry's presentations. So you can delete and you can add if you want to a student for each student, and then they need to make sure they need to submit their assignment before the deadline, because if they submit their assignment past the deadline, Canvas will not be able to give them a assignment to assess. So you need to assign that manually. Okay, back to assignment. Now, you can search on YouTube about peer review on Canvas to learn more. But I'll show you on the speed grader. Cover for Mr. Blas. So this is Mr. Blas's assignment. This is Mr. Eugenio, Mr. Eugenio and Ms. Cuadro are the assessors. So they assess this assignment. So this is Daniel's assessment. Okay, they gave the, the, the rating and then the comment per aspect, and they also left a comment at the bottom. So for Mercy, this is one. The only thing is that they can't give the score, so you need to give the score yourself. So since Daniel gave 150, and then Mercy I think gave less than that, and I just added extra points, 144. So 144 plus 150 divided by 2, and then you will manually input the grade here, because the students can't do that. The teacher has to do that, the grade. Okay, that's that. And for the research paper, I want to show you. SpeedGrader. Go to Ma'am Ellie. You can actually do a lot of things on Canvas. These are my editorial comments. Right? So you can use all of these tools. Remove these pages. So I just use this strikeout. You need to remove the pages because on APA, the pages should be on the top right corner, not here. Like that. Then you can highlight, you can put a bubble, and then remove unnecessary line spacing, those kind of things. So this is excellent tool that you can use. You can do all the editorial comments on their paper using this. Then using the rubric, you can give them the ratings and the comments. And then at the bottom, you can leave a comment too. So this is really nice on Canvas. So let's go back to our course that we created again. Let's see how the students can see your work, our work. So this is the home page, syllabus. Okay. Canvas automatically added all the assessments that we created here at the bottom. And then the assignments weighted by group, modules. So this is locked so they can't see it, but we publish the rest of it. And then grades, this is their own grades. They can see their progress here for the grades. One thing that I would like you to remind you is that you need to ask the admin of Canvas to remove the grading period on your Canvas, because they set it up that we have, I think, 4 grading periods or 3 grading periods, kind of like in undergraduate, there's a prelim, midterms, and finals. Since at graduate school, we don't do that. We don't use prelims, midterms, and finals. We only have 1 semester. So you need to contact the admin of Canvas and tell them to remove those grading periods so that your assignment weights won't be messed up. Okay, that's very important. So contact them so that you don't have any, you only have 1 grading period. I think that's about it. If you have any question, feel free to send me an email. My email is janilo@wesleyan.edu.ph. I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much.